your mood is made in the gut. Your gut is your second brain. So what you put in your mouth influences your brain functions, hormone levels, thoughts, feelings, heart, liver, kidney functions, thyroid, reproductive health. It determines the levels of toxins in your bloodstream. This eventually affects the toxicity of the body and manifestation as a health issue as small as a headache or as serious as cancer. There, a doctor has said this, that food heals, and everything that happens in your body happens because of what you eat. So today we're going to be in conversation with Dr. Rohini Patil. She's a doctor, she's an author, she's a founder and CEO of Nutricy Lifestyles, and this is a fitness, diet and lifestyle venture in Pune. And we're going to wait for a couple of minutes before she joins in, and then we're going to discuss her book, what she put in her book, and lots more. Oh, there she is. Hi Rohini.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just trying to okay.
I hope
Okay.
you're
That's
audible, clearly
yes,
audible.
yes.
Yeah,
I can hear you perfectly. Hey
yes, me
everybody.
too.
Hi. Okay. So Rohini, I was just telling everybody here that you're a doctor, you're an author, you're a founder, CEO of Nutricy, and it also happens that you are a lawn tennis player as well.
Yeah, yes. I was a
Okay.
national lawn tennis player in my school days.
Oh my God, that is so cool. Okay, so Rohini, should we get right into it because you're
Yes,
busy with your book and
right,
which is going to be out on 3rd of July,
right.
and so you have like different programs lined up. So we're going
Right.
to get right into it. Rohini, tell us about your early days. Like, were you always this, interested in diet and what you eat and what you don't and fitness? Tell us everything.
Right. So, I was always put in sports. My father is a surgeon, but he always, put me and my sister into some or the other activity. So I was into
Okay.
athletics. Then, like I said, I was into tennis. So that is when I developed interest in nutrition because he, being a doctor, he would put me on protein powders, on high protein diet, and all the things
Okay.
that you need as a nutritional support to play.
Okay.
Then I suddenly decided that, so I've always been a person who craved for her calling. I was very curious, what's my passion, what's my calling. Then I thought tennis was not for me, and I took a decision to come and do MBBS in medical school. That
Mm-hmm.
is when I actually developed interest in nutrition because I would study so many diseases. And for every disease that we studied, whether it was even certain surgical recoveries, it always started with nutrition. So most of the diseases that happened, and when we wrote a treatment about it along with allopathic drugs, we always studied about nutritional treatments and how nutrition, no treatment can exist without any nutritional support. So I was quite curious, and then I thought, why don't we take this aspect so seriously? Even we in medical school, being doctors, were not that serious about subjects like nutrition. We would take that lightly
Right.
because it
Right.
was a lighter subject. But then I realized that this subject is so vast, and it can be so important even if it's small. It is so crucial. It's a crucial part of everybody's life. And
Yes.
along with that, I went traveling to Indonesia. I was always experimenting on myself. So around that time, I had really gained weight during my entrance exam. So I was 20 kgs heavier than what I am now. So to lose those 20 kgs, I have done everything extreme. I have tried
Okay.
everything that you listen in about fad diets and quick results. So I remember I was in US, and every time I would eat something, I would log that in my calorie counter. And I remember not having a single slice of pizza, and I came back feeling deprived that I was there and I didn't eat the food that I wanted to, and I would never do that now. But
Right.
I have tried and experimented with every single thing, and I realized that I love doing this 24/7. So that's when I decided to even take it up as my specialization.
Okay, amazing. That is amazing. So you're big on gut health because I have
Yeah.
gone to your page and you have so many little videos about gut health. What's good, what's bad, why is gut health so important? So give us a little in short for our viewers, like why is gut so important?
Yeah. So I have said this in the book also, that your gut is your second brain. What you think, what you feel, or most of your hormones are released in your gut. They are even made in your gut. So you might also feel that the days when you're more anxious or you haven't slept well, you're always a little constipated, or some people even have loose motions. That
Okay.
is direct connection of your emotions, of your hunger, of your stress levels on your gut, on your digestion.
Okay.
So that is how deeply rooted it is. The other reason behind gut is your skin, your hair, your nail, everything directly depends on your gut health. So whatever we eat, we drink, it first goes in your gut, right? After that, then it is converted into different forms, and then it goes to your different organs in your bloodstream. So everything just is going to start from your gut, and that is why your gut is very important. The smallest of diseases and the biggest of diseases like cancers can begin and end in your gut. So it is a huge topic, and it is very important for us to realize how crucial it is in fixing any lifestyle, disease like PCOD, thyroid, hypertension, even obesity. So gut health is very important in dealing with all of these.
That's amazing because I'm so happy that a doctor, an allopathic doctor, has said this because everybody like naturopathy, Ayurveda, all these so-called alternative,
Yes.
I mean, we made them alternative when the allopathy came in. So all these, say that everything begins in your gut and they start with cleaning your
Right.
gut. And now that a doctor has said it, I hope this is out there. Read the book. It's all there. Actually, I don't know if you saw, I actually started with the exact same paragraph on page number 22, what you just said. So
Right, right, right.
it's it's proven. Okay.
Yes.
Now, tell us about, like you said, that the gut is very important. What are the first signs that your body gives you when something's really going wrong?
Okay, so there can be multiple signs. So even a headache is a sign that something's not right in your gut or in your body.
Mhm.
Other signs are day-to-day, how energetic you are in your day-to-day activities. How is your sleep?
Yeah.
Are you able to sleep well and get a quality sleep? Then your bowel habits like constipation, loose motions, how well you clean your gut in the morning, how efficiently you do that without any laxative, without any pills. All these things are very important when it comes to gut health. And other markers are your skin, how good your hair are, your nail health, if they're brittle or they're actually good. All these.
Just 1 second, guys. I
I
think.
think it just froze in
Yeah,
between.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So carry on.
Yes, so all these day-to-day signs are also very important. In women, how regular are your menses, and how
Yeah.
is the flow? All these things are very important signs of, your overall health also.
Right. And like since you've just touched upon the topic of constipation, I think constipation is like a big thing. So what is something that you can do naturally to get rid of constipation, and what causes constipation? Because sometimes people could have been having everything right and still get constipated.
There are a few reasons related to constipation. One very important and dietary is how much fiber are you having? So a lot of times when you're not having enough fiber, the bulk formation is not there and you're constipated. But a lot of time, the main reason why you're constipated is just you're stressed and you haven't slept well. That is one of the biggest reasons. I
Okay.
have seen so many people, facing constipation only So when you work on your
So
stress
because
levels,
no, we lost you there. The people have constipation because we lost you there.
yeah, people have constipation only because they're stressed, they're worried about something.
Okay, okay,
That is why, I have mentioned this particular aspect in the book also, that a lifestyle cannot exist only on your food and your exercise. It cannot be cannot. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
yeah.
Somebody's calling me
Oh,
constantly, and I think
calling
it's
you. Yeah,
getting disconnected.
no
Yeah.
problem. No problem. Yeah.
Yes. So it cannot exist without the mental aspect of it. So you have to meditate, you have to do things for the mind so that your overall body and your overall system, works smoothly, because most of your hormones are also produced in your gut. And that also, has a connection with your brain. So that is a direct connection. So constipation can be a sign of a lot of things. So you need to
Right.
consume good fiber. You need to consume at least 3 to 4 servings of fruits and vegetables in your day-to-day diet. You have to
Okay.
consume good fats like ghee and coconut oil. They are also very important in lubricating, your gut and your system. So all a balanced diet along with good fiber and of course something for the mind is necessary to relieve constipation.
Okay. I just love how holistic you make this whole experience, because I've quickly gone through your book and it's beautiful, like how you say pranayam and you say meditation and then all the kinds of good, good food and clean food. Okay. So let's get on to the next one. You say pH, a balanced pH is good for your balanced life. So what,
Yes.
please explain this.
So pH, there's something called as alkaline, which is a higher pH, more than 7. And
Right.
if any pH is below 7, it's acidic.
Okay.
There was one diet which came up, which is called alkaline diet,
Okay.
and it was a fad diet because people thought your blood pH has to be on an alkaline side, but that is not what it is. It's about your gut pH, because your gut pH affects your process of digestion, your process of breaking down the food, and also your gut flora. So your gut is
Okay.
basically your small intestine and your large intestine mainly, other than the stomach and other organs. And
All right.
there are a lot of microorganisms in your gut. So there are good bacteria and there are bad bacteria. These are the
Right.
bacteria which digest the food that you're eating. Now,
Mm-hmm.
naturally, your gut does have bad bacteria also. But if you want to keep the proportion balanced, you need to have good amount of good bacteria and lesser amount of bad bacteria. And to keep
Okay.
this proportion managed, you need to make sure that your pH is alkaline, because the good bacteria, they survive well, they thrive well in an alkaline environment,
Right.
and the bad bacteria don't. So that is
Okay.
why your pH needs to be on an alkaline side. That is when your digestion is going to be properly. That is when your absorption is going to be properly. There's something called as leaky gut or gut inflammation, and that is when the toxins are percolated in your blood. All of this don't happen when your pH is alkaline, and that will
Okay.
only happen when you're going to be consuming more amount of fruits and vegetables and less amount of meat. The reason why, you'll find this interesting, the reason why vegan diets work so well in inflammation is because they are highly alkaline. Everything about vegan diet is heavily alkaline. So it is
Okay.
going to help you because they are completely made of alkaline food. Even the sattvic diet that we hear in Ayurveda, all of that goes towards alkaline side. So,
Okay.
the if you talk in like technical language, I can say that these diets are good because they're alkaline. Again, when
Okay.
we hear about tamasic foods like protein, most of the proteins, they're a little on
Right.
acidic side. So to maintain the
Right.
balance, just have extra portions of your veggies and fruits, and that will
Amazing.
do the trick for you. So alkaline diet is not a diet; it's a lifestyle. It's a way of living.
Right. So tell me, like, what led you to this? Like you said, in your first chapter, what led you to the lifestyle diet? Let's hear it from.
So what led me to lifestyle diet was, going backwards, being a doctor, and then I studied a lot of nutrition courses. I read a lot of books, and I realized that there's a book which talks about keto. Then there's a book which talks about a balanced diet and calorie deficit. Then there's a book which talks about Ayurveda. Then there's a book which talks about veganism. Then there's a book which talks about intermittent fasting. And I found myself doing something good from all of these, which was going along with my lifestyle, with my way
Okay.
of living. Then I
Okay.
realized, why are we going towards one particular trend? Why can't we have a holistic approach, which is just going to be something that you do day in and day out? Because I
Right.
hear a lot of people saying to me that, oh my God, I cannot go on a diet. It's really hard to go on a diet. I was like, what you're eating right now and what you've been eating since your childhood is also a diet, right? It's something that you've been following. It's
Right.
something that you've been doing.
Right.
It's your mom's diet, but it is a diet. So diet is not something which is stringent, restricted, difficult to follow, and something extremely different from what goes on in your kitchen. It's something that is inclusive part of your day-to-day activities, day-to-day lifestyle. And that is the only point that I'm trying to make through this book, that it is your way of living, and you
Right.
cannot just keep doing one thing over the years and like for years together. You have to do something new. You have to evolve with the time. You have to evolve with your
Yes.
body. You have to evolve with external situations. Like there are so many gluten intolerant and lactose intolerant people coming, and many people question me that our grandparents didn't have any intolerance, our great
Right.
grandparents didn't have any intolerance. Of course they won't, because their gut is different, and the wheat that they ate is also different. Genetically they are
Absolutely.
different, and genetically we are different now. And the wheat and the grains that we are eating is also different, and that
Right.
makes a huge impact. So all these things led me to writing this book, to make this whole fad going about diet very simple. It's a lifestyle, it's a way of living. What you do today, what you're doing right now, is also a lifestyle.
Right. Okay, so this week is the Men's Mental Health Week. So you've also mentioned in your book that that is one of your areas of expertise, mental health. So tell us a little bit of connection between nutrition and mental health.
Yeah, so when you talk technically, I've said this before also, that your brain is directly connected to your gut.
Right.
So, whatever mindset you have is going to be affected with the way your food is digested, with the way your heart rate works, with the way your lungs function, with the way your liver functions, with the way your kidneys function, with everything. You must have
Right.
seen happy people just glow, people who meditate who just glow. That glow is
Right.
coming because all their internal organs are functioning at their best, at their fullest, and in a good vibe. Even I've mentioned something about water memory. So whether you're drinking water, whether you're drinking coffee, water molecules mimic our state of mind, and they mimic, our thoughts. So when we drink it,
Okay.
the thought at which we are drinking it, that affects our body. So I have also attached the links of all these researches in the book, or the proof that these researches have been successful. So, for example, I'm having this coffee. If I have this coffee with a good intention, with a positive intention, and I have a sip, that sip is going to do a lot good to me. But if
Wow.
I'm having a juice which is very healthy, which is extremely healthy, like dudhi ka juice, but I'm having it with a lot of anxiety in my mind and something that I'm stressed about, it is not going to be that beneficial to my body,
Right.
because it's not
Right.
going to be digested well, it's not going to be absorbed well. And there are many benefits on some other level. Like, for example, when we go in temple, when we eat prasad, even if it's a sweet, we feel so good after eating it. And I don't think you're going to gain weight by eating that
Right.
prasad. Like,
Right.
we say thank you
Right.
for it and we do namaskar and then we eat it. So imagine what so much good it does to your body. So we
Yeah.
need to apply these things in our day-to-day eating, because our mind immediately affects what we eat and how it's absorbed and what it does to our body. And that is
Okay.
the connection with mental health, and that is why I talk about mental health. I don't have any expertise in psychiatry or psychology, but I know how crucial and what it does to your food and to your body and what you eat. So that is the aspect of mental health that I've tried covering when I
Amazing.
wrote the book. Yeah.
Incredible. That is so, so, so beautiful. Okay, tell us what is the best way of a detox? If somebody wants to do like a quick detox, what is the best way to go for?
So let's clarify why to do a detox, because there are so many people who think it's just a fad. There's nothing called as
Yeah.
detox. The reason why you need to do a detox is to give a good break to your gut, not for weight loss. So detox
Okay.
is not for weight loss. Detox is for gut health. And the
Hmm.
best way to start any kind of detox, there are two ways of doing it. You can have certain detox routine in your diet day in and day out. So that's going to be
Okay.
like a daily detox that you do. And if you're trying
Okay.
to do a 5 to 6 days quick detox, then you have to start intermittent fasting, because that is the best way to heal your gut, because it gives a good break to your gut. Your gut has good time to heal itself, revive itself. It doesn't constantly have to work. And
Right.
along with that, try to avoid foods which are hard to digest, like dairy, gluten, processed oils, processed foods, and keep all your meals rich in vegetables, fruits, and your proteins will be coming from only lentils and pulses, and good fats like ghee and coconut oil. So, you can,
Hmm.
I keep talking about ghee and warm water in the morning. So, you can have ghee and
Yeah.
warm water in the morning. Breakfast, you can have a moong chila. Lunch, you can have a vegetable salad with some nice vegetable soup. Dinner, you can have some lentil dal and some brown rice. Or some white rice is also fine. Rice is fine for detoxes. So all of this
Right.
is very easy on your gut. It's very easy to be absorbed, and it gives a
Right.
good break, and you also start feeling lighter. So detox is only for your gut health. Weight loss is just a side effect of it. That's not the goal. It will automatically
Okay.
happen whenever something right is happening with your body. Your body starts shedding its own weight. Whenever something is
Okay.
wrong happening in your body starts holding on to that weight. So there was a
Right.
research published by Harvard, which said
Hmm.
that if you're stressed and you're still doing everything right, you're still going to gain 2 kgs a month, only because of stress.
Okay.
So, without any, even if you're in calorie deficit, you're doing everything right, you're still going to hold on to that weight because you're stressed and you're constantly stressed and you're not doing anything about it. And that is why I've
Okay.
mentioned all these rituals that you can do to reduce, your stress levels also. That is why, so we keep coming back to your mind and how, even for detox, you need to do good rituals which make you feel good. Just go for a walk, do, pranayamas. Simple walk is a very good exercise. Just listen to good music, because you have to
Right.
vibe well. You have to vibe good with what you're doing and what you're eating, and you have to enjoy. It cannot be like a
Hmm.
punishment, because then you won't get the right results that you're targeting. So detox,
Amazing.
in simple way, intermittent fasting helps you detox and avoid
Okay.
all the things which are hard to digest in any
Okay.
detox.
Okay. There is a question. How effective is Dhauti as means of detox? Would
What I
you?
am not aware of Vastra
Okay.
Dhoti. If I know the process,
Okay.
I might be able to tell.
Okay. Maybe in your next little video, you could
Yes,
probably
definitely.
put
I'll
that.
address this. I'll just see
Okay.
what the process is, and then I can tell you.
Okay. So, doctor, you've already covered this, that, about weight gain. That was going to be my next question, but you've already addressed that, what causes weight gain,
Yes,
and you've
yes,
just
yes.
got that. Tell us, what is acidity? Because everybody is like, even younger children to older people, pehle only old people used to have acidity. Now everybody has acidity, burning, ye wo. So what exactly is acidity?
Right. So, your stomach releases acid, which is HCl, which is also
Okay.
needed in right proportion for digestion of food. But these days, what has happened? HCl is that acid is also secreted when you're stressed again, and our lifestyles have become very stressful. And also, the kind
Okay.
of food that we are eating, when you eat alkaline food, this acidity gets balanced. Whatever HCl you need, how much ever amount of acid you need for digestion, it is utilized and then it's stopped. But when we eat processed foods, when we eat gluten, dairy, all of these things, they are not digested well. And our stomach is stimulated to secrete the acid again and again. And, it's not completely utilized. So it stays in your gut. And that is why it causes acidity. It also causes acid reflux in some people, and GERD. Lot of cases when you're consuming uh, if foods which are very difficult to absorb, foods which are very difficult to digest. And in short, like, I know many people are asking naturopathic questions and they're aware of Ayurveda. So for you, foods which are tamasic, basically rajasic and tamasic foods are the ones which are going to cause acidity. Sattvic food which are alkaline will never cause acidity for you.
All right. All right, that is perfect.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. Okay, now let's come to the pandemic. Supposing if somebody has come from out of town, like somebody had to travel for work and they had to come to town. So what is the best way of, like a nutritious, in terms of nutrition, what would they have to do to, kind of make sure that they are completely up with it, and,
Out
they
of
will
town, as
not
in when they are constantly traveling?
constantly traveling, and then when they're back home, what should they, or yeah, or even on the travel, like while they're on a business trip, and if they're back home, what are the best diets that they should be on?
Okay, okay. So when you're traveling, it's best to do intermittent fasting. I always say that intermittent fasting is one of the best ways, to have your body in natural sync. And if you can match your timings with your daily, day-to-day circadian cycles, for example, if we sleep at night, make sure that your last meal is happening before sunset. It's one of the best
Okay.
ways to have your organ healing at the same time, and eat after sunrise. So even
Okay.
that works perfectly. Along with that, whenever you're traveling, make sure you're eating local. You know, if you're traveling north, make sure you're eating rajma chawal every day. There's no harm in it. Uh, you know, eat parathas, but just make sure that you're at the same time you're doing intermittent fasting, because you're traveling. You don't have good sleeping hours, and again that takes a toll on your body. Make sure you're sleeping well. But eating local is one of the best ways, to deal with any kind of traveling. And when you come back, again go back to your daily routine. Again, making sure that you're not eating the processed foods and things that trigger your body. So this is very good to go. Like keeping it simple, basic. Go eat local fruits also, local delicacies also. All of that really
Amazing.
helps when you're traveling local.
Good. So, do you want to also add on here, doctor, about immunity, since we are in the pandemic,
Yeah,
and what
yeah,
are the
yeah.
best foods?
Yes. So, since the pandemic, I think people think immunity is like a thing to get, but it's not. It's everybody has immunity, and everybody has
Yeah.
amazing immunity. We're blessed with a body which is so capable of, dealing with itself, so beautifully. And there are so many things that it's doing on its own without us being so worried and paranoid about, diet and food. The body is very well capable of taking care of itself. But what
Right.
is happening is, times have changed. The lifestyle was much easier and much mentally challenging 10 years, 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Hmm.
Now, since you're facing so many issues, stress is one of the biggest triggers. Stress and lack of sleep is one of the biggest
Okay.
issues. What brings your immunity down? What reduces the functioning, the efficient
Okay.
functioning of your immunity?
Okay.
And that is one of the biggest thing. If you're trying to take care of your immunity, make sure you're sleeping for at least 8 hours. Make sure you're
Okay.
doing all the things that you do for your mind, and for your stress levels. One of them is
Okay.
exercise, other one is pranayama, and third thing is any kind of meditation that you do. You can even
Right.
download some apps and just listen to that meditation music, and that will be very good for you. Other than
Amazing.
that, you have to take care of your nutrient level. So you must check your vitamin D, because
Okay.
now we just don't need immunity. We need very efficiently functioning immunity. So you need good amount of vitamin D, B complex, C, all the zinc, selenium. So all these minerals are also very important. Magnesium is very important for your immunity to work. So
Right.
you need to follow a balanced diet and a healthy lifestyle, a stress-free lifestyle for your immunity also to function well.
Right. Amazing. So yeah, so like I'm sure if people would have it right, they would just have a tablet and say immunity. This is the immunity tablet, and just
It doesn't work that way. It takes time for it to be, to build it up.
correct. So, uh, what about hormonal? Like, a whole lot of women in their premenopausal stage or menopausal stage, they get depressed easily and all. So, what do you suggest for this section of the women?
So, hormonal health, it starts from our reproductive age and it goes to the menopausal age and even after that. And for hormonal health, it is very important that you're consuming the right foods. So people are having major issues in their menopausal phase because the hormones that you need, for your mind also. Because if you see around your monthly period times, you're bloated, even you're a little cranky that time. So that happens when your estrogen goes down, and
Okay.
that is naturally something that happens during your menopause. So you have to make
Okay.
sure that you're exercising well. You have to make sure that you're eating right foods. So during your menopausal phase, you have to eat seeds, which will help you enhance the production of these hormones. And if necessary, you can take the right supplements also. But again, it varies from individual to individual. So I would suggest do your blood profile, do your tests, and then you can get on to the supplements which will help you take lesser hit. Of course, it's going to be challenging. It's a natural transition, but you have to go through the whole process, but it'll help you. And when we talk about hormonal health, as far as PCOD and thyroid is considered, you have to consume foods which will help you absorb these certain vitamins. So there's vitamin A, there's vitamin B, there's vitamin E. So all these vitamins need good fats to be absorbed. And if you see, cases of PCOD started increasing since there was
Yeah.
this fad 15 years ago, going fat free. You were going with low fat milk and low fat dairy. Everything was low fat. And since the time that started happening, PCOD cases started increasing because you need good fats. You cannot survive without fats for your hormonal health. So all these hormonal health and all this hormonal balance is needed. Once your seeds, you need to consume seeds also. So for example, if you want to have a normal sink, you have to consume coconut oil, you have to consume avocados, you have to consume nuts and seeds, you have to consume, a lot of people are scared putting shingdana in their food. So you have to consume good fats. Fats don't make you fat. And there was a lot of fear about cholesterol also. Your cholesterol will increase if you eat fats. But what you need to do is you need to keep your good fats high, which are HDLs, and LDLs are your bad fat, which are actually going to give you the heart diseases and lot of heart issues that we come across due to cholesterol. So there's something called as good fat and bad fat, and you have to consume good fat for a good hormonal health. So you have
Right.
to maintain a right balance in that. There's something called as seed cycling also. So you consume sesame seeds and flax seeds on in the first 15 days of your cycle, and you consume chia seeds and pumpkin seeds on the other days of your cycle. So that also helps you enhance your hormonal health. So, but it also
Amazing.
doesn't work for people who have long-term PCOD. But if you're a healthy person, you can definitely try this.
Wow, that is cool. So what exactly would it do? Cycling. I mean, it'll just balance your
It just,
hormones.
yeah,
That's
around,
it.
yeah, like around, but for that
Okay.
you need to know your cycle days also, because you need to know
Okay.
first 15 days of your cycle.
That's
And
right.
during
Right.
those days it helps you, increase your estrogen secretion. I have not seen a lot of theories supporting this, but it is very good for overall wellness. And other 15
Okay.
days it helps you enhance your progesterone secretion, which is needed normally.
Okay. There is a question. What do you suggest for menopause, especially when they sweat? I think that hot flushes we're talking about.
Yes, yes, yes. So again, there are certain supplements that you take for it, and I don't want to recommend supplements in a live session because again it depends on
Yeah.
person to person and it varies from person to person. But
Right.
if you're going through menopause, I would suggest please consult a gynac. She will give you the right support of supplements. You don't always have to go on medications, but you need to have the right supplementary support to just go through that phase. After that, once you go through it, you'll be comfortable with it. But in that transition, it is very important because you need that extra dosage of those supplements.
Correct. Okay, so after this, let's go to anti-aging. I mean, everybody is so big on anti-aging, and everybody
Yeah,
has these so many expensive creams to put on your
apply
face.
and eat and drink. Yeah.
So tell us what works and what really doesn't work.
So again, I'll tell you what works for anti-aging is your gut health. That is very important because it ages you like anything. So if you think you can eat a pizza and get away with it because you are in a calorie deficit and it's not showing on your weight, but it's any definitely going to show up on your face sooner or later. So what you're eating today is immediately going to affect what you are going to look like in 10 years. So just
Okay.
remember, the food that you're eating today is going to decide how you're going to look in 10 years. That is how anti-aging happens. Another
Okay.
important factor of anti-aging is exercising. You have to
Okay.
exercise every day, even if it's for
Right.
15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You don't have to exercise hardcore. You must go for a walk. All these things will make sure that you're oxygenating your cells well. And
Right.
that is very necessary for anti-aging. And the third thing is there's a lot of research coming about collagen. So
Yeah.
collagen is also needed for your gut health. And
Yeah.
collagen is basically our entire skin is made of collagen. Our, external layer of our body is made of collagen. But as we age, as the age progresses, the amount of collagen, there's a collagen building process in our body. So the building process, the repair and synthesis of collagen uh, is slower than the damage of collagen. So the collagen on our
Okay.
skin and in our body is damaged when there's too much stress, when we
Okay.
face harsh external situations. So the repair mechanism and the wear and tear, that needs to be in sync. So if the wear and tear is
Okay.
happening at a faster rate than your
Hmm.
collagen synthesis in your body, that is when you're going to have wrinkles really fast. That is when you're going to
Okay.
have, like a lot of dark circles in your eye going in, and you see a hollow dip here,
Yeah.
and a lot
Yeah.
of people start seeing freckles around. So
Yeah.
all of this
Yeah.
happens when wear and tear is happening faster. And
Okay.
when I ask people to take collagen supplements, that is only because they get this additional supply of collagen from external source, and that is when they can use that collagen to have a better skin. Because again, the synthesis process is long, so a lot of people ask me how to make collagen naturally. So when you consume foods rich in antioxidants, foods rich in vitamin C, all of them help you synthesize that collagen naturally. But
Okay.
consuming collagen externally will also help you if you're above 30, above 35, 40. That is when you need to consume collagen externally also.
Okay. And does vegan collagen work?
So vegan collagen again will help you only synthesize collagen, because collagen
Okay.
itself is a non-vegetarian product. So
Okay.
it can be marine collagen or from made from fish collagen, but it has to be collagen. Like no plant source can give you collagen. It can always
Okay.
give you builders. It can always give you
Okay.
the nutrients which help you build it naturally. But it
Okay.
takes time. The results are slower than directly consuming collagen.
Okay. Okay. Now tell us about Nutricy. What is Nutricy? How did this start? What happens at Nutricy?
Yeah, so Nutricy is basically, when I came up with this word, it's literacy of nutrition. So it is
Oh,
Nutricy. Yeah.
wow.
So, and lifestyle, because nothing about nutrition or nothing about literacy of nutrition can exist without it being a part of a lifestyle. So that's how I came up with Nutricy Lifestyle. And under Nutricy Lifestyle, we have a lot of things that we are doing right now. We have services where we have weight loss programs, we have anti-aging programs, we have people coming in only for their skin glow. So we have target oriented programs with my
Mm-hmm.
team, where you can work on every aspect of your life that you want to. Other than that, we have products. So we have energy bars, which are entirely my combinations. So these are the combinations which I always found missing in the market. So I remember
Okay.
there was this Kada recipe. So I am a tea freak. I love consuming different types of teas, and my kitchen would always be filled with different types of teas, and I would always put one of this, one of that, and combine to get a certain effect in our body, because I would study so much about it. And then I realized, like, why don't I make something for specific results? So I have this tea
Okay.
called as herbal detox tea, which I have made. The entire recipe is my creation. So it's a combination of dandelion tea, rooibos tea, licorice tea, and green tea. And along with that, it has all the herbs that we find in a traditional kara. So,
Okay.
welchi, dalchini, haldi, rock salt also, because I saw so many people getting acidity after drinking green tea. So that's why I added a little bit of rock salt and lemon zest. So it's a combination which will help you relieve your acidity. It will also help you digest your food, and it helps you with your hormonal balance, because these herbs have amazing healing properties. And when you're
Okay.
consuming them every day, they really help you transform your health, in the longer run. So anything you do
Okay.
with nutrition, it takes time. It takes about
Okay.
120 days for that effect to come, because here you're not healing your body with medications. You're healing with
Okay.
food. You're healing with, herbs, and you're healing with healthy lifestyle routines. So it takes certain time, but the results are, irreversible as long as you do those routines. Those are permanent results. So it's not
Okay.
like taking a pill and, masking the symptoms or just healing one particular thing. It's healing for lifetime. So that is why it
Right.
takes time. So this tea is about that. It's about, detoxing every day. Then there are
Right.
energy bars, which I've made with dates, nuts, seeds, and some oats. So whenever I would go out, I would always face a difficulty finding a source of something healthy to munch on, or something to
Yeah.
even replace my meals when I'm hungry and there's nothing healthy accessible. So that is why I
Right.
came up with these bars, and then I came up with collagen. Because there were so many collagen in the market, but there was not the combination that I was expecting for the best effect of it in our body. So my collagen has marine collagen. It has
Hmm.
vitamin C. It has
Okay.
rosehip extract. So rosehip is a very powerful, antioxidant. So a lot of people
Okay.
for anti-aging, they even apply its oil on the face and hair. And it has MSM. So MSM is methyl sulfonyl methane, and it reduces inflammation in your body significantly, and it is amazing for joints. So this
Okay.
particular collagen will help you with your joint health, with your skin health, with your hair health, just overall everything, and anti-aging, of course.
Amazing. I
Yeah.
think I have to order it. But I'm a vegan, so
Yeah, that's what. And
that's why
along
I
with
asked you.
that, yes, yes, yes. No,
Go on, go
definitely you
on, go
should
on.
try. I think if it's a supplement, there's nothing wrong about taking a supplement, and it's
Right.
it's going to do good for your gut as well. And then we do have
Okay.
workshops under Nutricy. So we have workshops every 15 days or every month on some or the other topic, and then
Okay.
we have people joining in. So lots of things coming up, and this book is the next addition to Nutricy's work. Yeah.
Absolutely. I just
Yes.
love it. Oh, there you are. Okay, so just before we end and then have probably see if there are any more questions, I want to tell everybody that has joined from Nutricy, from Dr. Rohini Patil's page. Please follow our page called The Paradigm Shift. We bring you beautiful, inspiring, motivating stories of individuals like Dr. Rohini Patil who work to the betterment of self and the society, and they're always doing something different and doing something which is out of the ordinary and help people. And there is a question. Just one
Yeah.
second. And everybody that is joining us from the Paradigm Shift, please follow Dr. Rohini Patil's page. We will be tagging her in the video. There was a question. Please post this live. Yes, we will be posting this live on the Paradigm Shift, and we will be tagging Dr. Rohini, so she will be able to. All
I'll
your
be
followers will
sharing
be.
it as well. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
so
yes.
all your followers will be able to see it. And yeah, so what should we eat during exam time? This is probably a little
Yes.
girl.
So exam time, it is very important to keep your diet lighter because your brain needs to function efficiently. At the same time,
Hmm.
you cannot do fasting during exam because I have been through stressful exam days, and I have done all kinds of unhealthy things, just to keep my brain and mind in place. So it is very important that you eat every 2 hourly, especially when you have exam. So keep healthy snacking in place. Make sure your diet is rich in eggs. You have, because if you're one of those who stays in hostel, it is very difficult to have an access to healthy food. I have personally, faced that struggle. So make sure that, you're having eggs, you're consuming good fruits. Uh, Keep stocking up on dry fruits, all kinds of nuts. Don't restrict in nuts. Stock up on all kinds of seeds. Stock up on makhana. Makhana is amazing snack. Even murmura is a good snack. You can even snack on chana, which you get, which you can also, it's high protein as well. So all of these things you can stock up in your room and keep munching on it when you're hungry. So you don't get cravings, you don't end up binging, and your brain is also active. So when you have a heavy meal with lots of rice and roti and carbs, your brain again is, sluggish and sleepy, and then you cannot focus, and then you end up taking a nap. So it's
Right.
very important that you keep munching on something so that your blood sugars are also stable. Make sure you're consuming 2 dates every morning along with almonds. That is very important and very much needed in exam time for energy. So all these things are very important, and make sure you eat before your exam. Don't go to your exams empty stomach. I've done that, and I had a hard time giving that paper. So no starving at all during exams.
Um, yeah, you can do all the dieting. You can't use the word
Yes.
dieting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love this word. Diet is an overused and an underrated word. I
Underrated
like that
word.
word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rohini, will you please hold your book? I want to click a picture. Let's see if we
Yes.
get a good picture. Cool. So that I can post it. Okay, Rohini, just before we, wind up, I want to know if you've had any success stories, something that really pop up in your head that, yes, somebody that helped, got better or something healed after you worked on them.
Lots of, actually. So the reason also why I came with this concept of lifestyle is because what I do with my clients is it's not a temporary thing. So whenever they are with me for 4 months or 6 months, yes, we do go and follow certain diets which are modified every week. We don't follow the same diet for more than a week or max 10 days or 15 days. I also tell them the lifestyle modifications and ways around it. So for
Okay.
example, we are going through life together, right? So there are festivals, there are parties, there are weekends happening. You can follow the whole healthy routine for 6 days a week, but seventh day you do want to give into that cake, what you like to do. When you have a festival or a function at home, you do end up having sweets and eating with your family. So you can't do a diet during those times. So what I teach my client is how to do that, and its way and their way around it. So how to have a pizza when they're partying, and then next day how to balance it out, how to enjoy their holidays, how to enjoy their festivals, and then get back to the routine. That is
Okay.
what the lifestyle is about. So we do achieve the goals with them. So I have had a client you know, uh, who was pregnant when she came to me, and then she gained the whole pregnancy weight, and then she came down to even lesser than what she was before pregnancy. And
Wow.
all of that happened only with lifestyle. So it's a beautiful example, and the way she did it, and in spite of everything else going around it, because when you have a baby, it's really hard to be as committed as you are before that. But that was a beautiful way on how she did it. And recently we have somebody who lost around 10 kgs in, I think, 1.5 months. That was
Wow.
another, beautiful example. And in spite of having PCOD, and then her menses came back, her cycle came back normal on its own, without any pills, without any gynec medications. So PCOD is completely reversible. So there are many examples, and I always tell them that once you're done with this program, you should never need any nutritionist. You should be your own nutritionist. And that is
Wow.
what we follow. And I'm so glad that, I don't have people coming back to me again and again. I'm so glad that, you are on your own and you can live your life. Your life is not supposed to be with a nutritionist always. It's supposed to be enjoyed. It's supposed to be, you need to have your own ways around it. So
So
that is
nice.
what we are doing differently with Nutricy, and even with this book, what I've tried to do.
Right. There is a question I want to know, is your collagen powder from veg sources? Which
No,
you
it's
said no.
not. It's a non-vegetarian. It's from marine source, and I even have a red mark on that box.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And like you just said about, that you train people to be their own nutritionist. Tell us about these 101 diet lifestyles. That
Lifestyle
is so intriguing.
charts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So these one-on-one lifestyle charts is exactly what I've tried to put through when I say that it does not have to be a restricted way of eating. It can be something that you explore every week. So there are, in these 101 diets, there are diets for PCOD, there are diets for thyroid, there are diets for hypertensive people, there are diets for somebody who's trying to follow detox. Not just one, there are many diets for detox. There are many
Yeah.
intermittent fasting diets. There are many routine diet. There's something called as routine. Routine is something that you can do on a day-to-day basis. And there are many foods common in all these diets. What is different is its pattern. What is different is the little things that you do around it. So these are 101 diet patterns that even if today you decide I'm going to follow all 101 diets and see what it does to me, you can still do that and explore something entirely new in you. So
Wow.
it is something that I've given. It's my gift to you, and explore it as much as you can, and let me know your stories and your transformation stories through it.
Wow, that is so cool. Rohini,
Yeah.
actually, you should have a 101 challenge now. You have to put up probably
Exactly.
1st of July. 1st of July, you can start the 101 challenge. Oh, no. So the book launches on 3rd of July.
Third, yeah.
So please tell us about that so that
Yeah, so it's launching on 3rd of July. You can pre-order on Amazon now, but it's going to be delivered, after they're going to dispatch it after 3rd. It's going to be available in all Crosswords, on all airport stores. And there's going to be a Kindle copy also available on Amazon Kindle, so you can download the ebook also. But just don't forget to put in your review, and I'm just so excited to see how this book does, because recently we got a listing for the book from Times of India even before it was launched. So I'm quite curious and quite surprised to see, a good response from the media reviews also.
amazing. We wish you all the best because
Thank you
I
so
have
much.
just rushed through the book just for this interview, and I thought it was beautiful. The language is so simple, and it's so as if you and me are just having a conversation,
Right.
and then throw in so many facts in there, and it's beautiful. And I just love this 101 thing. Like you said, you can probably start doing all the diets one after the other. So, God bless. You've done very
Thank you
well,
so much.
and all the very best. Hope your book does well, and you're on the right path. You're on the right gut path. So I'm sure you're already helping so many people realize everything, and then everything's going to be great. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. And thank you so much for having me. It was a lovely discussion. I loved your questions, and I loved opening up about so many things. Thank you so much for such a beautiful interview.
Thank you so much. Would you want to give one last message to your viewers?
Yes, please go for the book, buy the ebook or the hard copy, and read it. There's something for everybody in it, from all age groups, uh, all genders. So just go through it, and I'm waiting to know your responses. You can DM me, you can email me, you can reach out to me in any which ways, and I'll definitely get back to you. And lots of love, and wishing you a healthy lifestyle and healthy living.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rohini. Yes,
Thank you.
somebody says 3rd of July is special for you. Yes, because it's
Yes,
my
it's your
birthday.
birthday.
Yes. That's what I kept saying in the preview,
Lucky for
in the
me
little
also
video.
then, yeah.
So I kept saying, yes, that is special.
Right.
Okay, so thank you so much, Rohini. All
Thank
the best for
you.
your
Yeah.
next launch meeting,
Yes.
whatever that you're having. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Bye,
so much.
everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good
Bye.
evening. Bye.
Thank you.